Hello, this is Tony Mike Gravel coming to you from Chicago. As usual, I wasn't sure if I was going to do one again. We already had a fantastic soft sit going to the clink this morning in 3B, but I'm going to blame Natalie for this one. She sent me another good clip out of the 36D, and then the 36D material just kept coming in. We got a Karen getting evicted in the 36D. We got a guy who's represented, but just can't get out of his own way. And then I poached one from Rebel Chaser with a Pro Se in the 36D. All sorts of crazy. It's all good. Let's do it, shall we?
Gulfside Lakes versus Thomas Williams.
James Sink for the plaintiff.
Mr. Williams, you're waving. Can you unmute?
Okay, there they clicked. Can you hear me now,
There
sir?
you go.
Okay.
Okay, we got you now.
Woohoo! Happy Friday.
Guess
I'm Judge Lanice Bryant. Welcome to the 36th District Court. You are at the 36th District Court. You are at 36th District Court. You are at 36th.
Where are we, Judge?
Court. You are at 36th District Court.
Mr. Sabri, it's me, April. You ready for me?
Controversy.
Huh?
You can just tell us it's going to be trouble already.
1 second. 1 second. Yeah, we can address your issue. Give me 1 second, though.
All right.
And please stop driving while you're on Zoom. So
I'm
when you're
pulling
ready,
over right now.
okay. Let us know when you pull it over.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here, Judge. Okay, I sent there all the paperwork to you to show you that Javon White.
She sent all the paperwork to you, Judge. Look at Judge Sabri. He's like, I just don't even know what to do with this mess. She's still going.
Mr. Bree, did you hear me?
You pull it over, ma'am?
Yeah, I pulled over. I sent there all the paperwork to you, and I sent it in again to you to show you this guy doesn't own the house. You sent paperwork back to me saying everything was good. I couldn't be evicted. We couldn't be evicted. Then he comes back with something with a red and 1,000 police at my front door talking about he owns the house. He's not listed in the county. He doesn't have it. He doesn't. His deed is stamped by the county. I don't know where this guy came from. Start showing up at my door.
All right.
My landlord, she just passed.
Where were you in the last court hearing?
I was here. I was here. I spoke to you and come submit everything in. He didn't show up for court. He didn't show. I sat here the whole time. He didn't show up for court. I sent it in. I didn't talk to you though. I came to the court hearing the first time. You said, come bring some paperwork in. I said I couldn't get on the elevator and get upstairs, but I would be in attendance like this. You had a million cases. I sent it in. I sent you in the paperwork. You sent it in everything.
I don't know what's going on, but somewhere in there she said she couldn't get on the elevator. I don't know why.
Back and said
I set another court date. I set another court date, and you didn't show up to that second court date.
Oh, I didn't know.
Here virtually instead of in person, and you didn't appear in person, and you didn't appear virtually. So
Have you ever had a failure to appear?
Possibly.
Yeah,
I also.
Unaware. I said because you sent me. They sent me something back said everything was all clear.
I didn't send anything back saying everything was all clear. We were all on the Zoom at the same time where I gave out the court date to come back to court. And you called and said, I won't be able to make it in person that day. So I said, okay, you may appear over Zoom. Although I wanted both sides in person so you all could compare documents so we wouldn't be in this situation. But you failed to appear. He presented his document. I issued a judgment. Now, the judgment date was 10 days from the move out. However, he came up here with a judgment that was incomplete. So I added an additional, I believe, 7 or 10 days to your judgment to make sure that you weren't wrongfully
Thank you, Colin.
evicted early. We went through that process. You paid for the writ. I signed the writ. And now we're at the eviction stage.
See, the thing about it was you didn't look at he doesn't have a deed. His deed, he's not the owner. If you pull it right now, wherever you sign from, his paperwork is fraudulent. If you pull the house for your dad is over the, Eric Sabri is your dad, right?
I reviewed the documentation at
She tries to get into something about the judge's father, which is so incredibly inappropriate. And to his credit, he just ignores that. He just pretends it didn't happen.
the court hearing that day.
Okay, well, I'm telling you, if you okay, well, that's what happened at the court. I'm just saying to you again. His house is nowhere near his house is not on the deed. He didn't even buy the house correct. If he bought, I don't know who he bought the house from.
Oh, but you leased it from him, didn't you? If he's not the right owner, show us the proof of payment to the correct owner, and we'll listen to you.
Today is not the day and time to argue this. It's not the day and time, and you can file a motion with the court and we'll hear it. But a determination was made, and I made sure that I made the right determination, and I took time with it, and I added extra time to make sure that you weren't just wrongfully evicted or.
But if he bought the house, that's why I said I am. See, he doesn't own the house. What do we do? He doesn't own it.
You need to find an attorney. You need to find an attorney and file a motion.
So who do you send me tonight?
I didn't hear what you said, but.
So how do we file a motion?
You find an attorney or you have to file it yourself. I can't provide legal advice.
So I come back down to the court and file a motion that he don't own the house.
Yeah, but it's not going to determine the ownership. Circuit court will determine the ownership. Wayne County is in charge of determining who owns the house.
Okay.
Evidence was presented. There was a determination that he owned the house. There was nothing objecting to that. Oh, okay. I have to go.
So I have to file a motion to stop the writ.
I don't know what you have to do, but you can file a motion with the court, and we will review any motion that's presented in front of us.
Okay. He just.
All right. I have to move on with my document, and he's not here to discuss this, so I don't want to take one side without.
I'm just asking you a question. You didn't review none of my paperwork.
I reviewed, and you didn't show up to court. I'm going to remove.
I'm just asking you a question, ex parte, on a date that's not on the docket. And that question is, can I have free legal advice from you, Judge? I can't begin to tell you how wrong all of this is.
Move you from the Zoom. File a motion if you would like to address this any further. Please. I reviewed you. Thank you.
All right. Oh, sweet Jesus. What?
On case 220-557-4801.
Natalie sent this to me. I really like it. We get to see Judge King. I've only have one video. I've seen him before. He's a good judge, and he was good in the video, but I only have one video. It's not Judge King's fault, but it's nasty. So here we get to see him, and it's really enjoyable. He's kind of funny.
People of the state of Michigan versus Alan Nichols. The defendant is charged with count 1, home invasion, first degree. Count 2, domestic violence, aggravated. The defendant has a habitual offender, third offense notice. Today is the date and time set for probable cause conference. Appearances, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shelley Drain for the people, P number 60249.
Good morning, Judge Whitney Lemelin, P58914, on behalf of Alan Nichols. He's appearing, he and I are both appearing virtually via Zoom. We waive our rights to stand physically before you today, Judge. Mr. Nichols, please state your name for the record.
Tell us your name, Mr. Nichols. You have to connect your audio, sir.
Oh, this is delicious. His attorney makes a valiant effort, but it doesn't work.
I hope you're not driving.
But I suspect you are.
Mr. McMillan, what do you want? What's your pleasure?
Your Honor, I'd like to close the probable cause portion, set this matter for an exam. I'd also like to address bond very briefly. I don't know if Mr. Nichols can hear us, though.
The court will continue to plead not guilty. We'll set this matter for preliminary examination on June 2nd.
That's not a good date, Judge. 1 second. Actually, you know what? I can do that date in the morning. I've got an afternoon docket, but we can do that date in the morning. That'd be great.
Okay, how's June 2nd at 10:15?
That's perfect, Your Honor.
All right, June 2nd at 10:15. You wanted to address bond?
1 second. Yeah, please just hold on for me. I'm on the record on another case. Just give me a second. Sorry. Judge, I apologize.
Hey,
Yeah,
Mr. Whitney?
okay.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't hear you. I had to fix my audio.
Yeah.
I understand that, Mr. Nichols. We're setting we set your exam date for June 2nd. We're about to address bond. Your Honor, I would like to address bond at this time, if I may. I apologize.
I'm listening.
My client, he's got a $100,000 tether bond. He'd ask that this tether be removed, Your Honor. This is something that
Why would I do
happened.
that?
What's that?
Why would I do that?
I'm about to explain that to you, Your Honor. He's already lost his job because of this tether. This is something that was alleged to have occurred back in June of 2021. I believe this case has already been processed once. My client says it's been dismissed once. I don't know if it's a reissue or not, but my client has been completely crime-free and done nothing wrong for 2 years. And this is...
Yeah, because he was on
A
a
whole
topic.
2 years, huh?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
A whole 2 years, huh? Didn't I hear he's a habitual third?
That's what I understand, but that was back in 06 and 07, I think he got in trouble a little bit. But, Your Honor, I'd ask that the court consider removing the tether. My client has no problem coming to court. He's got he had a good job. He lost his job last week because of the tether, and is finding it very difficult to find work now.
What was the job that he lost?
Mr. Allen? Mr. Nichols, I mean.
I was a manager at the Burger King that everybody fired when they fired everybody, sir.
So you didn't lose it because of the tether. You just lost your job because Burger King closed.
I mean, yeah, that too.
Yeah,
That too.
okay. So I'm still listening for the good reason why I should remove the tether, Mr. Lamella.
Again, Your Honor, I think...
Sir,
No, let me speak, Mr. Nichols. Your Honor, I understand the nature of this crime. I understand it's a very violent matter. But again, my client is on a $100,000 bond. He has no problems coming back to court. He has no...
$100,000 personal bond?
Yes, with a tether right now, and he's wearing the tether. He has no problem. But I'm asking that the tether be removed because he's having trouble finding work.
Why is he having trouble finding work?
I just left a job today. Sir, up here at the Detroit Zoo. and they don't want me up here because of the device that's on my leg. So they saying it's not a good image for them or anything.
How did they see the device, sir?
Device, I mean, it's big enough for anybody to see.
You didn't wear pants?
Sir, I got on. Yes, I do have on pants. But I still, and then also, I still have to tell them what's going on with me as well. Because if my tether need charged up, I have to sit in that lunchroom or something and charge my tether up. And then they saying, why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say that?
Why didn't you charge the tether before you went to work?
Yep.
No,
Your Honor, the exam is set for.
I love how Judge King is so comfortable with the awkward pause. It's my favorite part.
Was it 1 week from today?
Yes, sir.
You know, if the court doesn't want to cut off the tether in the next week, I understand that. My client, I think, would understand that. But we'll re-raise the bond argument again next week if we find the time or need to do that.
All right, bond will be continued. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms.
Thank you.
Drain, could you please give me a call about this matter?
Yes.
Thank you. You have my number, right?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
great.
Mr. Nichols.
all right, man. That shit crazy, man.
Oh,
Man, this shit fucking.
I can still hear you.
I apologize, Judge. I apologize for my client.
Well, that went well.
All right, the court now calls case number 23.
All right, this I straight up poached from Rebel Chaser. Thank you, Rebel Chaser. I put a link to the original video and to the channel in the description below.
240109. This is Christy Davey versus Helen Whitehoff. The matter is before the court, set on for a motion hearing on today's date. Plaintiff has filed a motion for summary disposition pursuant to MCR 2.116C10. Your appearance let me have any attorney that's on this matter. Let me have your appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Brian Butchart, P6250. I represent the defendant, Helen Whitehoff.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Butcher. Morning to you. Let me have Christy Davies on this matter, unless you're represented by counsel. Ms. Davies, if you're present, say something at this time.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here.
All right, good morning to you, ma'am.
This appearance is so painful, but at least attorney Robert Curry enjoys the hell out of it.
All right, so there is the court set this up regarding the plaintiff's strike the defendant's motion that was filed in this matter. Did you file any written to that motion? I know that you filed your complaint previously in this matter, but in regard to the motion that's filed, did you file anything in writing regarding that motion?
No, I didn't. I just filed with the courts, and that was it.
So yeah, well, that's my whole question. I know that you filed your complaint, but you received the plaintiff's motion for summary disposition, correct, ma'am?
I'm not understanding what you're asking. I'm not understanding the question, Judge.
All right, and that's why I'm going over it to make sure that you understand. There's a motion pending before me. It's called plaintiff's motion for summary disposition. Did you receive a copy of that motion?
No.
All right. So, counsel, I see where the motion looks like it was filed with the court on the 15th of May. So just a week or so ago, Mr. Butchart, Ms. Davies is saying that she didn't receive a copy of this. I'm looking at your proof of service. It says that it was sent to the plaintiff's address on Seward Street on the 11th of May. Right,
That's correct, Judge. I mailed it myself on the 11th.
But Mr. Butchart, I didn't hear you, sir. Go ahead.
You are correct, Your Honor. I did mail that, the motion and a cover letter on the 11th of May to that Seward Street address.
So ma'am, you still reside at the Seward Street address?
That's the address I use, sir. That's my aunt's address. That's the address I use. I don't physically reside there. I don't physically reside there. That's just the address I use.
All right, so have you gotten the mail from there? Because you're getting your mail is critically important because there is a motion that's been filed with this case to essentially to dismiss this matter. And I would think that you want to respond to that. And so it was sent to that address on Seward Street on the 11th.
I will have to get my mail from my cousin. So wait a minute. So what is the motion regarding though? Am I getting my money that they owe me, the $700?
Now, you'll know what the motion is regarding when you go get your mail.
No, big dummy, you're not getting the money you requested.
You understand? Unless you want to give another address where it can be sent to, you can't begin to respond to anything until you first have the document.
But you said it's for to be dismissed though, right?
And
that's what you stated?
That's what they're filing the motion for. They're filing a motion to dismiss the case, and they have some basis in their motion as to why they're saying that the case should be dismissed.
Oh no, they owe me money. Like I say, sir, when I left that place, I sent the video.
Oh no, Judge, you don't understand. They owe me money. It's so good.
Video and everything, nothing was that.
I cut you off because you're talking about something that don't mean anything right now. You filed a case.
I don't know who the judge is. I do like him. The last judge was Judge King. I just didn't catch this guy's name.
It's pending before the court. The defendants have filed a motion in response to that, saying that the case should be dismissed. You've got to get a copy of that so that you can file a response to that. Otherwise, the motion will be granted without you filing a response. You got to get your mail. Legally, they may have a basis to have this case dismissed. Now, you need to get a copy of your mail so you can determine what you will say in response to the motion that's been filed. I know you don't understand it because you're not a lawyer, but you filed a case in the court. And when motions are filed, the court has to make a decision on the motion. You need to get a copy of the motion before you can respond to the motion. And then you said it's at the address where you don't live. You need to get that motion so that you can respond to it. Now, you don't understand the procedures. That's a bit of a problem, but you can overcome that. I'm required to hold you to the same duty that I hold lawyers to. You filed a complaint with the court. When you file that complaint, the other side gets a chance to respond to that. Then they file something else, you get a chance to respond to that. That's how this goes. If you file a motion, they have to respond to that, and the court will make a decision on it. Right now, they filed a motion before the court. A motion is a petition asking the court to do something based upon facts and law. That's what they filed. You got to get that motion and file a response. Tell me what you think about what the motion is. If you don't have a motion, you can't even begin to talk about it. So you got to go to that address and get it. I'm not going to rule on the motion today. You go to that address and get the motion. I'm going to set this matter for another hearing on the motion. You got to be able to respond to it. Whether you should put something in writing, but even if you don't put anything in writing, get the motion so that you can tell me your side of that motion, and I will make a decision. Maybe it'll be granted, maybe the motion will be denied. I don't know until I hear your side of it. But you got to respond to the motion. Otherwise, you could lose this case without ever having a trial or hearing or anything, just on the motion. So you got to respond to that. So, Madam Clerk, give me a date so that I can hear this motion. 14 days or so out, 21 days out.
All right.
Wherever you have to put it.
Okay, all right, so you can take you said about 21, so you can go to June the 20th, June 20th. Oh, you got a trial on that day, I don't know. Yeah, what about 22nd?
Don't worry, it gets worse.
Okay, that's that work. Right. So June 22nd is the date that I have available at 10 o'clock.
Yes, that's fine.
10 o'clock a.m. And I will hear the motion and make a decision on the motion on that date. Ma'am, when you get to that address, get a copy of the document that was mailed to you. You have the right to file a written response to it and submit it to the court. And on the 22nd at 10 o'clock, I'll make a decision on the outcome of that motion. All right. You understand what I'm saying to you, Miss Davies?
Yes, I understand.
All right, very well. All right, so that's the next day. You'll get something in the mail in that regard, but note that date, the 22nd of June at 10 o'clock a.m. And there is a motion pending in the court. We'll make a decision on the motion on that date.
And you say, and write it and send it to the courts, correct?
Yeah, you can file a written response. You would send your written response to the court. You'd also send a copy to the attorney on the other side. So everybody has to use the same procedure. When they file this, they send a copy to the court and they mail a copy to your address. So what you do is send a copy to the court and mail a copy to Mr. Butcher's address there in Brigham Farms on Telegraph Road. That information will be on the motion when you retrieve it from the mail. Right?
Okay.
All right, good day to you. See you on the 22nd, 10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Get out of not fucking paying me my money, man. It's crazy.
Please. Oh, Lord.
Flip the camera.
Cut that camera, please, Mr. Tang, because I don't know what's about to happen there.
Well, there you have it. That's what I've got. I already did one today. And then the crazy just started flowing in from the 36D. 3 different judges, too. 3 different judges, 3 different scenarios altogether. We had Crazy Karen. She had the hair, the eyelashes, the whole deal. The whole deal. She she was just yelling. Her audio didn't work. She was fantastic. She was fantastic. Then we had the guy who got canned at Burger King when they closed the Burger King. Tried to use it to get rid of his tether. That didn't fly. That didn't fly at all. Then we got this woman. Oh, this woman who apparently filed a suit for like $750. She has no idea. She has zero chance. I have no idea what the merits are. I don't know if she's owed money or not. I highly doubt it. I bet her theory is bad as well. But even if she is owed the money, she is not getting it because she does not know what to do. There is zero chance that results in a judgment in her favor. Oh, good times. All right. I did this one early for a Friday happy hour. Everybody have a great weekend. Be safe. Don't get yourself in trouble. If you're partying, get an Uber. Or you're going to end up on here. Yeah, you know, and not the way you want to. All right. Thanks a lot for coming out. I'll see y'all soon.